यमुनातीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी। जय श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय, श्री ग्रंथराज भागवतम की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीमुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं सद्गुरुं दीनतारणं शृण्वतां सुकथा कृष्ण पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तनः हृद्यन्तस्तो ह्यभद्राणि विधुनोति सुहृत्सताम्। हरे Krishna. So today's class is Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, 22nd chapter, 17th verse and 18th verse. I'll be reading these verses and text and purport. If it is possible for you people, please repeat with me. Thank you. Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, 22nd chapter, 17th verse. Maitreya uvacha prithostat-suktamakarnya saram sushtumitam madhu smayamana iva pritya kumaraha prityuvachaha. I'm reading again. Maitreya uvacha पृथोस्तत्सूक्तमाकर्ण्य सारं सुष्टुमितं मधु स्मयमान इव प्रीत्या कुमार पृथ्युवाचः. Synonyms. Maitreya uvacha. The great sage Maitreya continued to speak. Prithoho, of King Prithu. Tat, that. Suktam, Vedic conclusion. Akarnya, hearing. Saram, very substantial. Sushtu, appropriate. Mitam, minimized. Madhu, sweet to hear. Smayamanaha, smiling. Iva, like. Pritya, out of great satisfaction. Kumaraha, celibate. Pratyuvacha, replied. Ha, thus. The great translation, the great sage Maitreya continued. Thus, Sanat Kumara, the best of the celibates, after hearing the speech of Prithu Maharaj, which was meaningful, appropriate, full of precise words, and very sweet to hear, smiled with full satisfaction and began to speak as follows. Purport. Prithu Maharaj's talks before the Kumaras were very laudable because of so many qualifications. A speech should be composed of selected words, very sweet to hear and appropriate to the situation. Such speech is called meaningful. All these good qualifications are present in Prithu Maharaj's speech because he is a perfect devotee. It is said, Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavati akinchana sarvair gunais tatra samasate suraha. If one who has unflinching devotional faith in the Supreme Personality of Godhead and is engaged in his service, all good qualities become manifest in his person. Bhagavatam 5.18.12. Thus, the Kumaras were very much pleased, and Sanat Kumara began to speak as follows. We will also read the next shloka. Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, 22nd chapter, 18th verse. Sanat Kumara uvacha sadhu prishtam maharaja sarvabhuta hitatmana bhavata vidusha chapi sadhuna matiridrishi. Once again, Sanat Kumara uvacha sadhu prishtam maharaja sarvabhuta hitatmana bhavata vidusha chapi sadhuna matiridrishi. Synonyms. Sanat Kumara uvacha. Sanat Kumara said, Sadhu, saintly, Prishtam, question, Maharaja, my dear king, Sarvabhuta, all living entities, Hita Atmana, by one who desires good for all, Bhavata, by you, Vidusha, well learned, Cha, and Api, although, Sadhunam, of the saintly persons, Matihi, intelligence, Idrishi, like this. Translation. Sanat Kumara said, My dear King Prithu, I am very nicely questioned by you. Such questions are beneficial for all living entities, especially because they are raised by you, who are always thinking of the good of others. Although you know everything, you ask such questions because that is the behavior of saintly persons. Such intelligence is befitting your position. Purport. Maharaja Prithu was well conversant in transcendental science, yet he presented himself before the Kumaras as one ignorant of it. The idea is that even if a person is very exalted and knows everything, before his superior, he should present questions. For instance, although Arjuna knew all the transcendental science, he questioned Krishna as if he did not know. Similarly, Prithu Maharaj knew everything, but he presented himself before the Kumaras as if he did not know anything. The idea is that questions by exalted persons put before the Supreme Personality of Godhead or his devotees are meant for the benefit of the general people. Therefore, sometimes great personalities put themselves in that position and inquire from a higher authority because they are always thinking of the benefit of others. So these are the two shlokas that we will be going through today. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Brindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchan Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So before we start on this particular shloka of 17th verse, let us just do a quick recap and see what all happened before this. So the 21st chapter basically dealt with, I'm not going to go into the, advent of Vienna and his reign and everything that we have covered quite a lot of times. So I'll just go through the 21st chapter and what happened there so that we can get a continuity as to what is happening in this chapter. So 21st chapter basically deals with what Prithu Maharaj is advising his citizens after the yajna is over. So he is talking to the citizens and he's telling that you have to be pious, you have to be Krishna conscious, you have to do your duty properly, you have to take up your responsibilities very correctly. And when you do that, then you will not only become good citizens, but you will also become eligible to go to the spiritual world also. And he also asks for the blessings of the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas and says that their blessings are actually going to take him, remove him from this particular material world and give him all the good, desirable qualities. He will also be completely removed from all the sinful, whatever reactions that he is going to get from the sinful life. So the citizens in turn thank him for what all the advice that Prithu Maharaj gives, and the Vaishnavas and the Brahmanas, they bless him, saying that he is going to surely do everything very correctly. So then, after this is happening, when the citizens are actually thanking Prithu Maharaj at that particular time, the four Kumaras, they come into the picture. They come. How do they come? They come just like a bright sun, okay, as bright as the sun. So that much aura these Kumaras were having. What is the reason why they were having this kind of aura? It was because of the fact that they were celibate and they were Kumaras. They had decided not to grow because they were not interested in getting into the clutches of Maya. They wanted to be completely spiritual in this, and not get involved in the material world. That was the reason that there was so much of aura when these Kumaras came into the meeting. And as soon as the king saw, he was very much impressed by them. He anxiously went and welcomed them. He asked them to come and take the seat. He washed their lotus feet with water and sprinkled that water on his head and gave it to others also. And he said that he was really, really blessed because the Kumaras had come to the meeting. And why? Because Kumaras are they are very much devotees of the Lord. They are pure devotees of the Lord. And whether the Lord comes or the pure devotees of the Lord come, the householder is always blessed. And Prithu Maharaj, being a king and a householder, was very much happy that they had come to bless him. Now, after welcoming them, Prithu Maharaj did not just stop there. He did not talk about mundane matters. He did not talk about his kingdom or how his health or life was going on. He came straight to the subject matter. And what was that subject matter? About Krishna consciousness. He asked them, how in this material world can one attain the ultimate goal of life? So this is something that all of us have to understand, that whenever we meet senior devotees and Maharaj who come to our temple, we should always be trying to get as much as knowledge, spiritual knowledge from them, instead of trying to talk about mundane matters. So, and he also told the Kumaras that they were self-realized persons, and they were traveling all over the world, and that they are going to actually bless him when they have come to this particular meeting. Now, two things we have to consider here. What is that? Remember, we are talking about Prithu Maharaj, okay, and it's Maitreya Muni who is talking to Vidura. And what is he talking? he is talking about how Prithu Maharaj is speaking. This is very important. If you remember in the 20th chapter, we have already seen the various characteristics of Prithu Maharaj's speech. There were so many adjectives that were given to Prithu Maharaj's speech. We are going to see now, okay, what is that particular shloka that described Prithu Maharaj's speech. So in the 21st chapter, in the 20th verse, this is how it has been described. Charu chitra padam shlakshnam mrishtam gudham aviklavam sarvesham upakarartham tada anuvadanniva. Okay, this is the shloka. What is the meaning of this? Maharaj Prithu's speech was very beautiful, full of metaphorical language, clearly understandable, and very pleasing to hear. His words were all grave and certain. It appears that when he spoke, he expressed his personal realization of the absolute truth in order to benefit all who were present. So this is the translation, and you can see here what are the different adjectives that have been given to Prithu Maharaj's speech. Beautiful, full of metaphorical language, clearly understandable, and very pleasing to hear. So his words were all grave and certain. So these are some of the adjectives. And here also, in this particular shloka that we are discussing, there are 4 adjectives that are given. One is saram, sushtu, mitam, madhu. These are the 4 adjectives. Okay, so if we are going to see now the 11 qualities of Prithu Maharaj's speech, in that we will be discussing only the last 4, which we are going to be taking up in this particular shloka. So beautiful, charu, and full of metaphorical language, chitrapadam, very clear, shlakshnam, very pleasing to hear, vrishtam, meaningful and grave, gudham, without doubt, aviklavam, for the benefit of all, sarvesham upakarartham, speaking the essence, saram, appropriate, sushtu, minimized with precise words, mitam, and sweet to hear, madhu. So, if you see here, what is saram? Saram means actually the cream of something. When we are talking about saramsham, we say saramsham means just the essential stuff that is required. Okay. So usually people who are editors, they are very good at this. What they will do, if they are given a 4-page essay, they can actually reduce it to 2 or 1 page and still have all the meaning of that particular topic intact. So this was the quality that Prithu Maharaj had. He could actually talk about exact things that was needed to be talked about. So it was the cream of the subject that he talked. And what was the subject matter that he was asking? Which question he was asking? He was asking, how do we get out of the clutches of this material world? What is the ultimate goal of life? So he did not dwell in any of the mundane topics and just went ahead straight away into asking questions from the Kumaras. Then the next one is Sushtu. So what is Sushtu? That is, according to time, place, and circumstances, you have to talk. You cannot just talk whatever you feel like, wherever you feel like. So according to time, place, and circumstances, when we talk the right thing to the right person, ask the right questions, then we are being Sushtu. So that is the meaning, appropriate, it means. Then, mitam. Mitam means precise. Okay, so not going around, beating around the bush, trying to just tell, whatever you feel like, but just convey exactly what is needed. And Madhu. Madhu means sweet. Very sweetly. You should not be harsh when you're talking to people. When you are harsh, then people get offended and they take a step back and do not reveal to you things, or they do not come across to you in a more friendly manner. So we have to be very, very sweet whenever we are talking to people. Now, Bhagavad Gita 17.15 actually describes about this particular way, how we are supposed to talk to people. Okay. Anudvegakaram vakyam satyam priyahitam chayat swadhyayabhyasanam chaiva vangmayam tapa uchyate. These are the characteristics that when person is talking, he should be happy. What is that? Anudvega karam, not agitating. Whenever you are talking, you should not agitate the other person. Vakyam, words, satyam, truthful, priya, dear, hitam, beneficial, cha, also, yat, which, swadhyaya, of Vedic study, abhyasam, practice, cha, also, eva, certainly, vakmayam, of the voice, tapaha, austerity, uchyate, is said to be. So, what is the austerity of speech? Austerity of speech consists in speaking words that are truthful, pleasing, beneficial, and not agitating to others, and also in regularly reciting Vedic literature. This is something that most of us as devotees do, regularly reciting Vedic literature and chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. You will find that whenever we chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, read the Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, on that particular day, your mind is very peaceful. And when the mind is peaceful, whatever words that come out of your voice, come out of your mouth, that also will be very measured and not in an angry mood, and very peaceful. This is what at least I have observed, and I'm sure most of you also must have seen that. There is a kind of calmness in us when we do all the morning activities that we are supposed to be doing as devotees. So Prabhupada says that we should not speak in such a way that we agitate the mind of others. Now, there is, of course, exceptions here. For example, now teacher is trying to say something or control the class, or the master is trying to tell the students, then little bit of agitation will be there in the voice, and that is justifiable, because that particular person is in that position of responsibility, and he has to actually do this job as it is required of him. That is very important. So, in many ways, it is also necessary to agitate the mind of students. Otherwise, they will not think, out of the box, they will not try to do their work in a correct manner. Then the second thing is not talking nonsense is very, very important. So, most of us, we get in the material world, it is just not possible to control our tongue in that manner, because everywhere you will find that for some reason or the other, we have to talk a little bit of material talk in order to get our way. Otherwise, people will think that, okay, what is wrong with this person? They don't accept you. Okay, so it is very important that whenever we talk as devotees, especially with among ourselves, we talk about either the service that is rendered by us, or about the Lord, or just make sure that whatever discussions we are having, it is for the welfare of the society. And if we are actually studying the Vedic literature which is there with us, we will we will find that most of the time we are talking about whatever we are reading and we don't get into mundane matters. So this is called as penance of speech. This is very important. We have to have that austerity. We have to have that austerity when we are speaking, because that only is going to actually elevate us in our and may make us progress in our spiritual life. So truth. Now there is a saying which says, Satyam bruyat, priyam bruyat, na bruyat satyam apriyam. So we have to, bruyat means speak. So speak always the truth, and speak it. If you are speaking the truth, speak sweetly, correctly, and don't speak the truth in such a way that it is going to hurt another person. Unfortunately, in our daily life, we find that people are not at all, concerned about how they are hurting other people with their speech, and they think that they are being very direct. Oh, I am a very direct person. I just tell what is there in my mind. This is a common statement made by people. But when you are being direct and when you are talking to other people, what actually happens? You don't realize that by saying some harsh words, you have hurt that person in some way. Now, I'm going to tell you a story about a king. He actually called an astrologer and gave his horoscope and said, please look into my horoscope and see what is written here. So the astrologer went to the horoscope, he saw that, and he looked at and told the king that, "Oh king, you are you are in a very difficult position, because most of your relatives are going to die one by one, and you are going to be there present for their funeral. It is full. Your life is full of sorrow." And the king was so angry. What did he do? He put the astrologer in the prison. Then he called another astrologer and he said that, now you tell and tell what is there in store for me. Look at my horoscope and tell. So this astrologer, when he looked at it, he said that, "Oh king, you have got a very long life ahead of you. You have the most beautiful horoscope that I have ever seen, and you will be actually taking care of all your relatives, and you will be giving them loving honors and commemorations whenever their funerals come." And the king was very pleased with this astrologer and gave him awarded him a lot of wealth and everything and sent him. What is the difference? Both of them said the same thing. The first astrologer also said the same thing. Second astrologer also said the same thing. But the way it was told, one pleased the king, another one angered the king. That is the difference. There was a beggar who was sitting by the roadside, and he was, there was a board right in front of him. He was blind, and it was written, "Please help me." So people were going, they would go, they would give some coins to him once or twice, but not much. People were not really interested in seeing a man who was sitting by the roadside and begging. Then one lady came along. She saw this beggar and she took a cardboard, and in that she wrote something. She kept it in front of the beggar and went away. And after some time, this blind beggar saw that a lot of people were coming and giving him a lot of coins. He was surprised. Then at the end of the day, the lady came back. As she was coming back, she stood before him and was very happy to see that he had he had collected so much money. And she said, "Good." And the blind man recognized her and said, "What did you write? Why did people started giving me so much money?" And she said that, "I wrote something which actually pleased the people." What was written in that cardboard paper? It was written, "It's a beautiful day, but I can't see it." See, this touches the heart. Please help me will not touch the heart of people. But when you say that this is a beautiful day and I can't see it, it will touch the heart of other people. They will feel sorry for that person and give him more money. It's just a question of, play of words. That is all. You can juggle with the words and make the same thing more palatable to other people. Then there is one more story about the sage and the thief. There was a Muni who was sitting in his ashram and he was just meditating. And one thief, he came running and went inside the ashram and hid himself. The soldiers came chasing him and they saw this Muni who was sitting there and they asked the Muni, where is he? Where is this thief? Did you see him? Now, Muni, what did he do? He just acted as though he had not heard because he was meditating, no? So he did not hear him. He acted as though he had not heard the soldiers. The soldiers asked 2-3 times. The Muni did not reply and they went away. Now, what do you see in this story? If the sage has to open his mouth, the Muni has to open his mouth, he has to tell the truth, isn't it? So if he tells the truth, what will happen to the thief? He will be caught by the police. So as a Muni, he did not want to harm anybody, including a thief. So he just kept quiet. So in circumstances, when you find that truth is going to actually harm somebody, what is the best solution to that? You just keep quiet. You don't say anything. You maintain silence. We have a lot of examples in our Vedic stories itself, wherein people could have been very harsh. They could have actually, with their anger, try to mess up the whole situation, but they did not do so. Can you think of some such examples and tell me? Anybody would like to say? Okay, so since I'm not getting any answers, I will only give you some examples. One is Maharaj Parikshit. What happened to him? He was actually cursed by this Brahmana boy Shringi after he put the snake on this Rishi's neck, isn't it? Shamika Muni's neck. But what happened? That Brahmana boy cursed Parikshit Maharaj, you are going to die in 7 days. And what was the reaction of Parikshit Maharaj? Parikshit Maharaj did not react at all. He said that if this has been given, this particular curse has been given by the Lord, then I will accept it as Lord's mercy. He spoke humbly. He did not become angry. And instead of trying to find the boy who had cursed him or curse him back, what did he do? He devoted these 7 days in listening to Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is what exalted devotees do. They do not talk about how to take revenge, but accept this. We have got many such examples. Prahlad Maharaj, when Hiranyakashipu asked him, where is God? He did not get angry. He said, God is there everywhere. You can just see him. And you have Vritrasura, when he was cursed by Mother Parvati, he did not say anything to Mother Parvati and very quietly and very humbly accepted the curse that had been given to him. So in this way, we can see that there were so many people who were, had the opportunity to get angry and talk back or say harsh words, but they controlled themselves This is called as austerity of speech. Then we have Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur, he was beaten up in 22 marketplaces, and not once did he say anything bad about either the Nawab or the soldiers who were beating him. In fact, he prayed for them. He said that nothing should happen to them because they are beating me. This is how a pure devotee behaves. So even you have nectar of instruction, which says, Vacho vegam, manasah krodha vegam, jivva vegam, udaropastha vegam, etan vegan, yo vishaheta dhiraha, sarvam apimam prithivim sashishyat. So, vacho vegam, manasah krodha vegam, jihva vegam, udaropastha vegam. These are the various vegas that we are having and the urge that we are having. And what should we do? We should tolerate the urge to speak. When we are able to control these things, the urge to speak, mind's demands, actions of anger, urges of tongue, belly, and genitals, then that particular person is qualified to make disciples all over the world. This is how actually an acharya should be. Even in Sanskrit Subhashita, there is a Subhashita which says, Akale vadanam nasti, maunam sarvartha sadhanam, vachalo hi nashyati, manduka iva sarpataha. Okay. So, akale vadanam nasti. We should not talk out of turn. We should not say anything if it is not required for us to say. Maunam sarvartha sadhanam. Always silence is better. And vachalohi nashyati. A person who is vachala, talking all the time, such a person, he will be completely destroyed. Just in the way as mandukaha. Manduka means frog. Okay, frog, when it starts croaking, what happens? The snake knows, oh, this frog is here somewhere near and I can go and eat him. So the snake comes and eats us. Srila Prabhupada actually gives us a very nice explanation about this mandukaha iva sarpataha. He says that materialistic people are like that. Like manduka, they keep on croaking. They don't realize that actually the sarpa is what? Sarpa is nothing but death. The death is coming nearer and nearer to us day by day. And as we just waste our time talking this material life, death is going to completely take over. And what have we done throughout our life? We have just wasted it. We have not done anything. We have just talked some nonsense and we are trying to get out of the world. So it is very important that we talk about Krishna. We chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. If we are able to do that, then we will find that Krishna Katha is the best way of spending our time, because time and tide waits for none. Nobody can, whatever time we have wasted from morning till now, is it possible for us to get back? Not possible. So what we should do, each and every minute that we are having, we should be talking in terms of only Krishna and Krishna Katha. Krishna's name, Krishna's paraphernalia, Krishna's pastimes, everything. When we are talking all the time, listening, if your mouth is paining, you can stop, you can listen. So Shravanam, Kirtanam, all the time. When we are just chanting and when we are listening, then that is the best use we are making of our senses. This is how we should be doing. So this is the significance of controlling our urge to speak. We should just speak as much as is required. So why is austerity of speech so very important in this material world? If we see here, today's world is full of social media, WhatsApp chats, and news channels. The very famous programs wherein 9 o'clock people just get together and kind of shout down each other, trying to make their point. This is something, and what is the end result of the whole thing? Next day morning, nobody remembers what was the topic, what they talked about, and who won or who lost. It's just a waste of time, actually. And the social media, if you see nowadays, I'm getting these, various young kids who are coming into as they are coming in as presenters. There's some specific word for that, and they talk about various topics which is irrelevant to anything, and their opinion, as if their opinions matter a lot, and they try to influence. Yeah, the word is influencers. Okay, that is the word. So these influencers try to. There is no basis actually regarding what they are talking. It is not. It's not authenticated by anything. Whatever, and it is very important. Srila Prabhupada always said, whatever we are talking, sadhu, shastra, and guru, these three things should always be there. We should authenticate it with it. But these influences in today's world, whatever they feel is right, that is what they are talking about. And unfortunately, a lot of young children, young people get influenced by these people and are led astray. And we have to be very, very careful in trying to guide them back and bring them to the right path. In fact, a certain amount of role has to be played by the government also in order to restrict programs which are nonsensical. So there is also one more story about a woman. Okay, I'll not go into that because I think I have to cover the next shloka also. So I will just go into that. Just say the translation of this one. It's already 8:45, so let me quickly go through the second shloka also. Sanat Kumara said, "My dear King Prithu, I am very nicely questioned by you. Such questions are beneficial for all living entities, especially because they are raised by you, who are always thinking of the good of others. Although you know everything, you ask such questions because that is the behavior of saintly persons. Such intelligence is befitting your position." So intelligence is befitting your position. What is the position of Prithu Maharaj? He is the Sakshatyavasha Avatara of the Lord himself. So obviously, whatever he is going to be talking about is going to be beneficial to all the people. So he says, he is already, another thing is that Maharaja Prithu was not a novice. First of all, he was the Shaktavasha Avatara of the Lord. Second thing, he was very well conversant with the transcendental science of Krishna consciousness. And yet, when he was talking to Kumaras, he talked as though he was completely ignorant, was not aware of anything. And so humbly he is asking these questions. That anybody who is so humble and asking questions like this can please the person to whom he is asking. Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya vadekshyanti te jnanam jnaninas tattva darshinaha. This is what is the way we have to ask. How do you approach the spiritual master, the person who is Tattvadarshina, that person, you approach him humbly. Pariprashnena, you ask him very humbly, you ask questions and you serve him. When you do that, the person who is going to answer you is very pleased with you and he gives you all the knowledge that he has. This is true for even our daily life also. Whenever we want something, some gyan, whether it is material or spiritual, we always are very humble and go to other people and ask, then only they are going to part with their knowledge. Otherwise, how they will part with their knowledge? If you are very arrogant, and you can, arrogance and questioning don't get together. But unfortunately, in today's world, young children are when they are asking questions, or for that matter, even in older people also, you will find that in a seminar or in a place where some meetings are going on, there is usually a kind of so much of material competition between people that they are just ready to actually what do you call it, pull down that person who is speaking by exposing his ignorance, and they get brownie points for that because they feel that they have achieved something. It's unfortunate, but then as devotees we should not be doing that. Whenever possible, we should try to not ask questions in front of and not expose our ignorance by trying to say as if I know everything about this particular subject matter. Usually when people ask questions, they expose their ignorance also. So then a real sadhu who's being asked questions, if he realizes that this person is ignorant about this particular fact and he's genuinely asking in order to increase his knowledge, then he will be very pleased with this other person and he will give that knowledge to this person. Whereas on the other hand, if he finds that the person is coming across in a very arrogant manner, then he, there will be some kind of not a very good feeling between the person who's questioning and the person who's being questioned. Now, when we talk about questions, I think the first thing that comes into our mind is the sages who asked 6 questions from Shaunaka Muni, isn't it? And what was that question? What is the ultimate good for all people? In the first canto itself, the sages asked this first question. And if you remember, what is Prithu Maharaj's question to Sanat Kumara? He is also saying, what is the ultimate goal of life for a human being? He is also asking the same thing. And obviously, answer to both is devotional service, because only bhakti can satisfy the soul. So when people are asking such meaningful questions, then the person who is replying also gets encouraged and enthusiasm comes in him to answer these questions. So in our Puranas, they are full of such situations where people are asking questions and they are being answered by other people. So you have Parikshit Maharaj who asked questions from Shukdev Goswami. You have the Shaunakadi sages who asked from Suta Goswami in Bhagavatam. Then you have Vidura and Maitreya conversation. This Vidura and Maitreya conversation is almost half of Bhagavatam, and so many stories and incidents are revealed by Maitreya Maharshi because of the questions that Vidura asked him. Then you have got Uddhava who asks questions from Lord Krishna when he is lying in his death, is about to leave the world. Then you have Devahuti who asks his son Lord Kapila of questions. So there are so many things, so many people asking so many questions. Dhruv Maharaj asking Narada Muni how to see God, how he can actually meditate. Arjuna asking questions from Krishna. Whole of Bhagavad Gita is actually a question answer session where Arjuna is asking questions and Krishna is replying. Then you have Prahlada Muni, Prahlada, who's asking Narada Muni various questions. So, one question, and this is very interesting, I wanted to share this with you people, and that is Lord Shiva is asked question from Parvati in Vishnu Sahasranama. She says, Kenopayena Laguna Vishnur Nama Sahasrakam Pathyate Pandite Nityam Shrotumichamyaham Prabhu. She's asking, Vishnu Sahasranamam is 1,000 names. Sahasra means 1,000 names of Lord Vishnu. How everybody can, in this particular Kali Yuga, say this Vishnu Sahasranamam every day? It's not possible. So Laguna, somehow you give me a Laguna Vishnu Sahasranama. If it is possible, then everybody, just for the, now Parvati is, goddess Parvati not capable of saying Vishnu Sahasranama? It's not like that. But she's asking for the general public, people who are not so conversant with Sanskrit or are not capable of chanting the Vishnu Sahasranamam every day, what they will do. This is the quality of a pure devotee. They want to actually facilitate things for the common man. And what is Lord Shiva's answer? Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Shri Rama Nama Varanane, he says. So you just have to chant the Lord Rama's name 3 times, and it will be equal to 1,000 names of Lord Vishnu. This is very surprising. How is it possible? How do I chant? How do I know that just by chanting this Rama's name 3 times, I'm chanting actually 1,000 names of Vishnu? How is it possible? So then a very nice explanation has been given here about the word Rama. Now, if you are aware of the Sanskrit Varnamala, Ra is Ya, Ra, La, Va. It's the second alphabet in that particular section. Okay? And Ma is Pa, Fa, Bha, Ma. And that is the 5th alphabet. So Ra and Ma is 2 and 5. It is denoted by the number 2, and Ma is denoted by the number 5. So when you are going to multiply it 3 times, what happens? 2 into 5 into 2 into 5 into 2 into 5, 10 into 10 into 10 becomes 1,000. So 1,000 names of Vishnu is equal to 3 times telling the name of Rama. Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Shri Rama Nama Varanane. And Brahmanda Purana goes one step further. It says that just reciting the name of Rama, Krishna once is equal to telling the name of Rama thrice. So now you think, when we are chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, when we are doing our 16 plus rounds, how many names of Vishnu are we saying every day? Look at this particular process that has been given by Srila Prabhupada. Isn't it so exalted? Such an easy thing. It is not as difficult as the Sanskrit Vishnu Sahasranama. And yet, when we are chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, we are saying thousands and thousands of Vishnu's name, Rama's name, again and again and again. This is the beauty of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And so, when people are asking sincere questions, see, Parvati Devi, she just asked one question, and Shiva gave this particular answer, and it was such an easy thing to do. And today we are in a position to actually say the names of Vishnu more than 10,000 times. More than that, if you have got the patience, please go ahead and calculate how many times you are saying the name of Vishnu when we are chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra in your 108 times 16 rounds. This is the beauty of the Krishna consciousness process that Srila Prabhupada has given us. So we should always see that the power of questions is very, very strong in any place, in any meeting, in any speech, in any spiritual gathering. in any lecture given by senior devotees. And questions can actually lead the whole conversation in the right direction. A wrong question can actually take you away from the topic, and a right question can take you towards the topic and reveal more and more about that topic. Like in the case of Sanatana Goswami, who was there, who saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sanatana Goswami what did he not have? He was so knowledgeable. All material knowledge was there with him. He was very wealthy. He left everything. And he came to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and said, Ke Ami Ke, who am I? He's asking that question. And Mahaprabhu is so pleased with this question that he immediately gives him all the spiritual knowledge that is needed. So the right question can actually endear you to the person who is giving you knowledge. So I think it is 9 o'clock. I will stop at that. Anybody would like to ask any questions? You are most welcome. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Is anybody there?
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji.
Mataji, can I please ask you a small doubt? Thank you for the wonderful class today. Mataji, especially this is for the leaders, when we have, if you see today we spoke about Anadvega Karam Vakyam, but when we have big functions in the temple, the president has to take so many decisions. There's a lot of stress in performing festivals, etc., especially Rath Yatra and especially big festivals. So how can the leaders be with Anudvega Karam Vakyam in that stressful situations?
So as I told you that, Udvegam is possible in a person's speech if he is in a position of responsibility. Srila Prabhupada would get angry, and he would shout at people also. Once upon a time when Srila Prabhupada was in the room and he called out for the attendant who was supposed to be sitting outside his room, he was not there. And Prabhupada got very angry and he said, where is that rascal? Where did he go? He's supposed to be sitting, he's not doing his duty. Call him, he told Shrutikirti Prabhu. So, and then when that devotee came, he shouted at him. He said that you're not doing your service properly. You have to be doing it the way you are asked to do. And he gave him his peace of mind. And next moment, he was very, very calm and quiet and talked very nicely with Shrutikirti Prabhu. So you see here, when it is required, you have to be very, very harsh. Because in places where there is a big gathering, you're supposed to control the crowd. Obviously, when crowd is there, people are not going to listen to you. So then you have to use harsh words. Sometimes it becomes necessary, and one should not think that we are doing anything wrong, because this is the duty that has been given to you, the service that has been given to you by Krishna. And so in order to do that service, we have to act accordingly. Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you very much, Mataji. Dandavat Pranam. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Any more questions, please? Okay. So shall we stop here, Prabhu? Can we stop now? Because there are no questions.
Yes, Mataji. If there are no questions, then I'll end the session. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna.